What's up? What's up? We're back. Yours truly, the one and only Paul Pickett, host of the Paul Pickett Podcast, aka Triple P, aka the Common Sense Podcast, your source for music, sports, politics, world events, and much, much more. Today, I'm going to react to a video about something I brought up on an Elon Musk Twitter video, how people already been paying for verification, and they've been paying thousands of dollars for verification. So this is going to be Anthony Brian Logan, aka ABL, reacting to Elon exposing employees for selling verification. And you got people out here bitching about complaining to pay $8 a month, which depending on what that entires, what's all included in that, I might would pay that $8 a month. But before we do that, let's get into a word from one of our sponsors.
When I go out for a good time, my favorite choice of drink is Dizzle. The question is, do you Dizzle?
You heard the man. The question is, do you Dizzle? And if you don't, then you could go to dizzlebrand.com and check out Dizzle Premium Luxury Liqueur, a mixture of agave tequila, French cognac, and orange liquor mango mix. Just throw your Dizzle on ice, and it's nice. Go to dizzlebrand.com, click on our locations, and you can order your very own bottle or bottles of Dizzle Premium Luxury Liqueur. Must be 21 and over. Shipping and handling is included. I recommend Emilio's Beverage. Just click on one of the top 3 website links. Below that is locations in California, Oklahoma, Kansas, and Arkansas. Coming soon to your state and city. And they got the Dizzle brand merch on there as well. Just go to dizzlebrand.com, click on it's either store or shop. I can't remember. And our locations for ordering actual bottles or the actual locations. So we're going to get into it. ABL Anthony Brian Logan talking about something that I brought up already, and this is like anybody who does online marketing promotions and music promotions knows that this is common knowledge. This is common sense. Let's go.
Then meets the eye. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we're going to talk about Elon Musk's plan to charge verified users who have the blue check beside their name $8 a month to keep their badge. And if you want to become verified, you pay $8 a month, you have your badge. Now, people are really panning this. They're very critical of it. They're upset. They're triggered. Their butt hurt talking about, oh, this is capitalism on steroids. This doesn't make any sense. How could you do this? You're being greedy. You're trying to kill the platform, all this, that, and the third. That's what they're saying about this particular plan. But in reality, the plan makes more sense and is much more fair than the previous thing that was happening. Okay. Now, people may think that before Elon Musk came, if you wanted a blue check, all you had to do was be somebody that's popular, a celebrity, a journalist, or have a bunch of followers, and you submit documents, your ID and whatnot, and you get verified as a result. Just based on that, no money exchanges hands, no malarkey, as your man Joe Biden would say. It's just pure and simple and no corruption. That apparently is false. Reportedly, some Twitter insiders, meaning Twitter employees, were selling verifications for a lot of money. Thousands of dollars that did not go to twitter.com. It went straight to the employees' personal pockets. So they're able to go splurge on trips to Bali, splurge on big, crazy cars, getting Teslas or whatever they want to get, okay, out there in the left coast, California, paying their rent on the ridiculously expensive high-rise condominium, San Francisco. But anyway, people were paying a lot of money to get verified. Now, before I get into the specific number, let's do a little bit of backing up here. Let's go back, okay? And let's talk about why this is happening. Now, Twitter is losing $4 million a day. $4 million a day. So when you have advertisers threatening to pull out and they're taking money away from the platform, well, that's a problem, but it's not going to solve the issue with Twitter.com being a company that's almost to the point of insolvency. They got to get money back into the company and have a positive cash flow. So this is part of the reason why he's laying off a bunch of people. He's going to lay off like 75% of the workforce. That's part of the reason why. Not because he's some kind of evil, hateful person. It's because they're losing a bunch of money. And the best way to save money is to eliminate payroll. With any business, if you have employees, the number one expense is your payroll. Okay, not just the hourly wages, but the benefits and if they work in the office, the liability, the office space, all that stuff costs a lot of money per day. So that's the part of the reason why he laid a bunch of people off. And there's also part of the reason why he wants to have the $8 a month Twitter verification. Now, the original dollar amount was $20 a month. And right when he said that, I was like, yeah, I pay that money for verification. What's that, like $20, $40 a year? I pay that all day long because it's definitely worth it. You know, it's an investment into your business. If you work on Twitter, if you get a lot of value from the platform and you don't want anybody to impersonate you, because that's a problem. People coming on there, impersonating celebrities, scamming regular hardworking Americans and people all over the world. That's a problem. So $20 a month is nothing to me, in my humble opinion. But Stephen King, who has much more than that, he's like, $20 a month, F that, I don't want to pay it. If that is right into the mix, I'm out, like Enron. So then Elon was like, okay, we got to pay the bill somehow. Twitter cannot rely entirely on advertisers. How about $8 a month? So that's when the whole $8 a month thing got floated out there to the public. And you have AOC talking about LMAO at a billionaire, earnestly trying to sell people on the idea that quote unquote free speech is actually an $8 a month subscription plan. And then Elon responds, says, feedback's appreciated. Now pay $8. All right. And then AOC accused Elon of messing with her app, her account, talking about she wasn't getting notifications, all this and that, and the third. Okay, talking about free speech, trying to troll him on that. But what she doesn't understand here is that there's a lot going on behind the scenes at Twitter that you don't know about. Let's go back to the whole pay for play thing, because that was happening. Now, here is a thread. I won't have to read the entire thing, but this person is just saying that it's not a good idea for the verification badge, all this, that, and the third, blah, 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 blah. And here is the biggest part from the Wall Street Bets chairman. Remember Wall Street Bets from Reddit? If I'm not mistaken, Reddit. But anyway, Twitter employees were selling verification.
All right, so let me stop this real quick. I don't really have to hear more. I'm gonna let her go into a little bit more, but I want to react real quick. How do I know that Twitter employees been selling Twitter verification? Because as a music promoter, people have been hitting me up years ago, asking me, can I get them verified, and they're willing to pay for it. And why are they willing to pay for it? Because they knew people were already paying for verification. They knew people already selling verification. There's companies already paying that you could pay for verification. Well, how is that? Then that means that they probably are a middleman to a Twitter employee. Twitter employees, we already knew Twitter employees were selling verification to people that were trying to speed up the process of verification, that were not trying to just go through the process of just, building a brand and getting famous and then organically being verified, which is how it should be. Now, like some people don't want to pay for the $8 verification. Now, let me go into the $8 subscription plan. Something I just thought about, because I said Elon will never be able to fix the bot problem. He'll fix it somewhat with an $8 subscription plan. Because if you know anything about botting is primarily done on sites with free accounts. The reason why there's more botting on Spotify than there is Apple, and Tidal might have went up because Tidal has free accounts now. But Apple, Napster, Deezer, all these other platforms, they don't have free accounts. They all charge for subscriptions. It becomes very expensive to get hundreds of thousands of bot accounts at $8 a pop. You know what I'm saying? Comes very, very expensive. So most of these people are botting on free accounts. Like Instagram is free. So if Twitter does have the subscription plan, I would argue that it would fix some of their botting issues. Not all of them, probably, because there will still be companies that will pay, like $800 a month to create 100 bot accounts and just use those 100 bot accounts on things, or 1,000 for, accounts for 8,000 a month, and just charge, people to bot their stuff up. I mean, because that's how the bot world works. It's mainly done with the free accounts because you can create thousands and thousands of free accounts. So that would help. The verification will make it fair if everybody's paying $8 for verification, being that people are paying upwards of 15,000 or 1,000, 2,000, and everybody can't afford $1,000 or $2,000 for verification. So there's definitely no equality in verification. So let's keep it moving, see what else you got to say. All right,
verification for upwards of $15,000.
Crazy.
For certain accounts, mine included, they will refuse to verify you through the standard application and then privately offer to verify you for money behind the scenes. Investigation needed. And then Elon Musk says, yep. And there's all kind of stuff talking about, okay, I can get you verified for 15,000, 12,000. I even saw 26,000 at one point. $26,000. And people will pay that. They most certainly would. People like AOC, like AOC are not going to pay any money because she's a political person, right? So she can pass laws that it gets you actually locked up. I'm exaggerating a little bit as far as getting locked up, but if you're a political person, you're not going to have to pay money to get verified. But what if you're Wall Street Bets? You're kind of a normie in the sense that you don't have political affiliation or political clout. You're just a regular person who's successful with a bunch of followers, a bunch of money or whatever. So it's like, okay, you don't have political connections. You're not in Congress. You're not in the Senate. You're not in the White House right next to Creepy Joe, Sleepy Joe. So you want to get verified? All right. Check it out. I know you got a lot of money, so I'm going to extort you. 15 bands, pay it. And guys are paying it. So you got to understand, a lot of guys, maybe some celebrities who are not politically inclined or connected, they're upset at the whole $8 a month thing because they paid $20,000 to get verified. And understand this, the $15,000, $20,000 to get verified is most certainly worth it because it cuts down on the people that try to troll and impersonate you to say that they are you and get money in your name. It makes you look more official. If you're trying to get certain brand deals, if you're trying to get sponsorships, you say, hell, okay, I'm verified on Twitter, I'm verified on Instagram, I'm verified on YouTube. So pay max amount of money based upon my verification status. You make the $15,000 back pretty quickly. So it's not really a thing that they see as too expensive. But Elon's like,
all right, look, I heard enough. Not only that, the fact that people are willing to pay $15,000 tells you there's supply and demand. And that's all that matters in the business world. Supply and demand. If people are willing to pay $15,000, how many people can you get to pay $8 a month? Supply and demand. It's like in my business, I try to consult my clients and let them know, like, first and foremost, I would recommend YouTube and TikTok. And then probably like Instagram influencers. So YouTube advertising, TikTok influencers, then Instagram influencers. But once they decide, once I offer those three things and they just got their minds made up, they don't want to listen, then it becomes supply and demand. You just buy whatever you want to buy on my website then. You don't get the special treatment. You don't get advice no more, because I'm not going to give you advice 4 times just so you don't listen. Once I tell you, hey, I would recommend this, this, or this, but you're like, well, I want this. Okay, well then buy that. It becomes supply and demand. It doesn't become, you know, special treatment anymore. And that's what business is really about anyway, supply and demand. You know, but I'm trying to supply them with the best results, with the best services. And when they don't want to listen, then it just becomes, hey, buy what you want, supply and demand. That's what you want, buy it. You know, I'm not gonna argue with you. So once again, thank y'all for tuning in. But ABL, Elon Musk is right. Like, this thing has been going on forever. It's been going on for since Twitter was started verification, you know, and whatnot. So pump the brakes on having to pay $8 a month where people have been paying 15,000 up to 15,000. I know for a fact people have been paying thousands because people have been hitting me up long ago before about verification. And I just Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, you name it, you know. So yeah, they're right about that. Once again, I thank you for tuning in, Paul Pickett Podcast.